Hello, greetings to you all who watch this video. In the previous video, we have seen how to launch our catalog, typically focusing on the searching for the appropriate place of your work document to be saved in a working directory, and then creating folder, geodatabase, dataset, feature class, and within the feature class we have seen two ways. One, creating feature class newly, or importing feature class one by one or multiple times or many at a time from your any work document that's already saved. And today I found it more advisable to mix some sorts of tips, GIS tips, yes, theoretical tips. The first is about geographic data types, because when you are rushing to the application parts of GIS, it is advisable to have some sort of familiarity with what type of data I'm going to use and to what extent, for what purpose, all these questions, from where shall I get those data, and possible WH questions may be arising. So first we will see what point data mean. Point data is a sort of data that with zero dimension and put in the form of XY coordinate, but there is no length in space. You can have typical examples, like if you take meteorological stations like weather stations, sampling points can be put in the form of dots, that is so a point that doesn't have dimension, so zero dimension methods. That is. The second one is line data. Line data can be put as one dimension, that is a joining of or the continuous extensions of the dots, or the collection of dots can give us, or points can give us lines. These are just to represent features that are linear in nature. You can have examples like rivers or roads, any line feature or boundary. Maybe this can be put as a string or coordinates that are joined together in order and usually connect with straight lines. So collection of points or data dots can give us line data. So you have to identify what type of features can be categorized under this line data. The third one is areas or polygons. This is 2D. So areas they can be put or represented by a closed set of lines, and they are used to define features such as fields, buildings, or administration. Estimated boundaries can be plots or parcels can be area entities with having its own area. And so it is put in the 2D made up of closed lines. They are the most common features or data types used in GIS activities. So while you are entertaining with the application sessions, possibly you will see how they are just most common or frequently used. The fourth one is continuous surface. As you can understand from the term itself, continuous means without interruptions. It is in the form of 3D data type, or having lengths, widths, and breadths. So in the form of elevation can be an example, rainfall, or any population density can be perceived as these continuous surfaces. Basically, in the advanced sessions, we will see the so-called vector and raster data. By then it will be more clear, but for the time being, geographic data types can be categorized under four aforementioned ones. Then you have sources of GIS data. The first one is census and survey data. As you can frequently hear from the demographic areas of attention, areas of study, you have this census. Census is the per head count, and maybe population or households and other agricultural products. So housing, the population housing survey of Ethiopia can be one vital sources of GIS data for census, but it's more reliable, dependable, and at the same time CSA maybe the credible source of the census and survey data. In every census period in between there will be sampling survey and other project-based survey, be it in governmental or NGO led. You can have these sources of data that will be used for GIS data. Aerial photographs is another source of GIS data. So aerial photograph, just snapping or taking at a glance the different geographic features, or it is capturing of image from a position above the surface or without contact with the object of interest. This is remotely taken in the form of photographs and or auto-rectified, and then it will be utilized for different activities, maybe for urban purpose, for rural purpose, or any of the disciplines can use this source. But GIS will be the tool for exploring this data. Then we have satellite image. Satellite image, again, this is remotely captured images that are collected by sensors on board a satellite and then relayed on Earth as of electronic signals, so which are processed by a computer to produce an image. So these are the data that can be utilized by different researchers and other users of this GIS. Be processed in a variety of ways, each giving a different digital version of the image, so with varying resolutions in the next, so that will be another source of GIS data. And the next source of GIS data is field data source, surveying and GPS. Surveying by large, implying the ground survey by using total station, theodolite, and labeling and other equipments or machine instruments. You can collect data. GPS is global positioning system, handheld GPS, maybe differential GPS. There are different types of GPS. So using that equipments, you can collect data. So this is source of GIS data. When we are summarizing the data sources may be satellite imagery, and it will be rectified by using different. You can make iconoscopic bird spots and other kind of best example for that. Aerial photographs, larger scale photos, 1 in 2000, 6000, the like. Maybe stereo photographs. So the stereoing, that's just by using different studios. You can just generate this aerial photograph in the form of ortho rectification. Ortho maps can be vector based or digital maps can be. And field survey, parcel or building or socio-economic and spatial door-to-door survey, demographic survey can be this one areas of sources of data. So all these will be taken into account while you are just exploring and processing in either in any of the interfaces of ArcGIS. So these are very valuable. While we are coming to the application session in the next video, all this will be seen. So for today I will sit up here. So I will again thank you for viewing, exploring, and then commenting, sharing, subscribing my video, and just this will add value for my work. So by next I will come up with application sessions of our catalog again by using this as an input. Thank you for watching.